Just a quick video today. I suppose I should really call it a mini video though, because I'm showing you how to do a mini repair on a mini disc recorder. The machine I've got behind me here, it decided to eat the last disc that I put in it. It refuses to eject it. When you press the eject button, you hear a little bit of a whirring sound and then it just reloads the disc again. So that means I've either got to use this machine to listen to that one disc forever, or I've got to resolve this problem. So I'm going to choose the latter. And the way that you resolve this one is very simple. You just need to replace one little part in it that pretty much anyone can do. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today. And the thing is, this will happen with all of these models. These Sony models with the slot loader on the front, the motorized slot loader. If it hasn't happened to your machine already, it's going to happen to it. So you'll need to know how to resolve it. And it's all down to this little tiny belt here. This is the drive loading belt, and what will have happened is it'll have stretched and it's not got enough torque anymore to shove the disc out through the slot. You might notice this fault starting to happen with your machine if the disc doesn't really start protruding very far from the slot when it's ejected. If it just sort of hangs around the door and you've got to grab it with your fingernails. Well, now's the time to get yourself a new belt, and follow me as I show you how to fix it. Right, so here are the tools you'll need to do the job. A screwdriver to open the case up, some needle-nosed pliers or something similar to grab the belt, and the belt itself. Now the belt I ordered off eBay. All I did was search for drive loading belt and the model of this, which is MDS JB980. I should imagine the belt is pretty much the same in all of these mechanisms. So that's all we need. First job, unplug the mini disc and take the case off. I dread to think how many machines have been thrown away over the years after they've developed this fault, because it really is a very simple thing to fix. Anyone can do it, anyone with a bit of confidence in taking things apart. Okay, that's all the screws out. Now, these case lids, some of them come off a bit different to others. Some just slide back. This one, you have to get the leaves on the side and stretch them out. And then once you've done that, the top hinges all the way up vertically. I say it does. It takes a little bit of effort. There we go. And then once you've got it up, you can just get it out of the way. Right, there is our mini disc drive in the middle. As I mentioned before, I've switched this off, but still you don't want to touch any of the capacitors and things, so keep your hands away from those. All we're dealing with is this part here, and you can see my mini disc that's stuck in there at the moment, I think. Now, we'll need to get that out first of all, so we do need to plug it in, and all I'm going to do, whilst pressing the eject button, I'm going to push this white plastic sled gently, which will just force the mini disc out of the front door. We need it out of the way to be able to get to the part we need to replace. Okay, so here we go. Right, so that's the disc out of the way. I'm going to unplug it again now. Now, at first glance, you might be thinking that you have to remove the 4 screws from this mini disc drive unit and then take that out of the case and strip it down to get to the belt that's inside that's operating the loading mechanism. I don't tend to do that, I just leave it in place. It is possible to do the belt swap without taking this out, and that's what I'm going to show you. The first job is to unclip this spring. It goes from the metal section at the top and it's hooked over a black plastic peg down at the bottom. All you need to do is unclip it from the bottom. Now, if you find the next section a little bit awkward, you might prefer to unclip these red grounding wires that are on either side. It gives you easier access. I don't tend to find this necessary, but it's your choice. This top section here, there's a catch at the back, and you just pull that back and pull this up, and it should, if I'm doing this right, there we go, hinge up like that. And you might be able to make out the belt on the right hand side going around that white pulley. So that's the bit we have to replace. So now we've got this hinged up, just a matter of getting to that belt, and that's where the needle nose pliers come in. So there it is, and it goes from this pulley here to that one at the front there. And it just gets a bit loose over time, and it bulges out and it doesn't get the torque it needs to get the mini disc all the way out to the mechanism. So all we need to do is remove that like that and then replace it with the other one. Right, so here's the new belt, and I'll just get this with the pliers. There we go. So now I just need to get that back in place. Now, not the easiest thing in the world, but just have a bit of patience, you'll get it. You just need to hook it around both things. It's more difficult for me because I've got a camera in my face at the moment. So there we go. Easy as that. It's on now. Well, almost. It's just about to come off on the right hand side. Let me just push that bit down. There we go, now it's on. Right, so that's it. And now I can just close this up again, so it just needs to go back down. And I'll show you the catch in a bit more detail here at the back. Right, I think you can see now how it goes into this section here. So just pull that plastic back gently and click it underneath, and that's it. And finally, make sure you reattach that spring, and if you'd unclipped the red wires as well earlier on, put those back in place. Okay, let's test this out. Right, here goes. And press eject. Yep, can't argue with that, working perfectly. Now, if after watching this you're still not confident in doing something like that yourself, then rather than risk damaging your machine, maybe get one of your friends to do it who's a little bit more comfortable with this kind of stuff. But bear in mind, if you do intend to send your machine off to a professional repair place, they shouldn't really be charging you an arm and a leg for doing something so simple. Anyway, that's it for the moment. As always, thanks for watching.